Hey everyone, welcome back to the garage. Today we're going to switch some gears a little bit. Instead of doing some mini bikes, today we're going to work on some vehicles. Today we're actually going to work on a 2008 Ford Explorer. The truck has some front end issues. It's actually a front hub assembly on the driver's side that we're going to change. So it shouldn't be too bad. It's going to be my first time doing it, but I've worked on cars before. It's the same as usual. Just dig into it and you'll figure it out. So guys, stick around and let's take this journey together, and we'll get this hub bearing taken apart. Thanks guys, stick around. Alright, the first step is actually to get the wheel off. But before you get the wheel off, make sure you practice safety. Make sure you have your rear tires chalked if you're working on the front end, your e-brake is on, you're in park. Make sure you use a jack stand. Just use everything you can possibly do to make this as safe as possible. There's a lot of people that actually get hurt working on vehicles if they fall on top of them. Just practice safety. Just make sure you have a jack stand. Everything is safe and chalked up in the back. That way the vehicle doesn't move around, and just be safe when you're especially when you're working on a vehicle when it's in the air. So our next step is to actually get the tire off. All right, we'll start taking the tire off. Usually when I take the tire off, I like to throw it underneath the vehicle somewhere just as some extra precaution to keep it up in the air. That way if anything happens, always got something extra to help hold it up. Okay, and next step after this is get the caliper off, and we'll start working on that next. Alright, you start by removing the upper and lower bolts to the caliper itself. I already pre-loosened them. Take them out, set them aside so you don't lose them. Get yourself a screwdriver. Pull the caliper away from the brake shoes itself. What I like to do is when you get the caliper loose, pull it up, stick it up on top, and use a zip tie to keep it up out of the way. This way it doesn't fall and yank on your brake line and break your brake line. So let me get this zip tied up, then we'll move on to the next step. Now I got the caliper out of the way. Take your brake shoes off. Now would be the time to replace your brake shoes if you need them, and obviously I need them. So I will be putting brake shoes on. Also, get the brake shoes off, and leave these little metal keepers on to actually hold your brake shoes in place. And the next step is to get the brake caliper holder off next. It's the same 2 bolts, and this brake caliper holder will come off. Then actually we can start removing the hub and the rotor and the spindle nut to get everything else off. So I'll take this off next. Well everyone, it's been about 45 minutes. I've had a heck of a time getting these 2 bolts off the back of this caliper carrier, but I finally got them. So here we go. Here they are. They're huge. And they were on there. Now we got the caliper carrier off. We can take off the rotor. It's giving me a hard time. There we go. Now we got the rotor off. Next thing to do is take off the spindle nut, and we'll get to that next. Alright guys, next step is to actually get this spindle nut off. The spindle nut actually is the input shaft from the axle in the front. You can see how it moves in and out of the way. That's when we get the hub assembly off. There's 3 bolts in the back, the hub assembly, to hold the hub assembly on. Once you get them 3 bolts off, you take the wire off for the ABS, and this whole hub assembly should just slide right off, and you slide the new one on. So next step is the 3 bolts behind the hub assembly to actually hold it on. That's what we're going to do next. Hey everyone, I got the 3 bolts out of the back of the spindle itself. These are the bolts here. There's 3 of them in 3 different corners. They hold the hub assembly on. I did take the wiring off, the ABS wiring, which you can see here. It routes up and through there and up to a connector inside the engine bay. So I got that disconnected, got that off, got the bolts off. This should come off. Maybe a little bit more persuasion. Where's my big hammer at? It's coming. Now they're in there pretty tight. There we go. That's pretty much it. Actually, you actually do the same process if you're replacing the CV axle in the front. Do the same process I just did, but you got to take the spindle apart up here at the A-arm. As soon as you take that A-arm apart, up there, this whole A-arm falls out of the way, and you can pull your CV axle out. Same process. So here's the old one. It's actually in pretty bad shape. This thing's been making noise for about a couple years now, and actually it made so much noise that the filings in here, the metal filings, because the bearing was bad, got into the ABS sensor and screwed up everything. All my ABS lights came on and pretty much messed everything up. So our next step now is to get our new one and start the reassembly process, which is just exactly reverse of just what we did. So if you want, you stick around and you can watch us put it all back together. Well everyone, that's the end of our escapade today, working on our 2008 Ford Explorer front end bearing hub assembly. Didn't go too bad. The part was pretty cheap, got it on Amazon. I'll put the link in the description. So I'd like to give a shout out to my buddy Frankie. Check out his YouTube channel, it's called Frankie's World. I'll put the link in the description. The guy likes to do food reviews, likes to ride motorcycles, has a couple Coleman mini bikes. So do me a favor, go check out Frankie's World. I'll put his link in the description. And also, go check out on Facebook. It's called Coleman Mini Bike Baja Mini Bike Enthusiast Group. Or Coleman Baja Mini Bike Enthusiast Group. It's on Facebook. I'll also put that link in the description. So you guys go check that out. If you like Coleman bikes, Baja Mini Bikes, that is a great Facebook group to join. They have lots of information on builds and projects. So if you guys like Coleman mini bikes or Baja mini bikes, definitely check out the Facebook page and check out Frankie's World on YouTube. So once again, thanks again for sticking around on our project today. And I have some more projects coming out here in the future. So as always, if you like our video, please hit the like button, hit the bell. That way, every time we have a new video out, you guys get a notification. And please subscribe. I would like to do a lot more projects, but I need some more subscribers. So if you guys like what we're doing, please subscribe to our channel. Here's Open Garage.